Hi people, hope you're well and welcome to another workout, yeah. And I'm buzzing. Why am I buzzing? Because I can do press-ups again, yeah. Now, I didn't moan about it before, but them that watch my channel will know that I was doing the Killer 20, wasn't I? My Killer 20, what I put together, yeah. And basically, I couldn't do it no more. I couldn't do the pull-ups, I couldn't do the pike push-ups, I couldn't do press-ups, yeah. I couldn't do one in the end, so I scrapped them and I just stopped putting on video, yeah. But I didn't want to come across like a crybaby, so I just didn't mention it. But in the background, I've been quietly training my shoulders, yeah. Quietly training and building them back up, yeah. In the background, in the depths of the dungeons, yeah. And at last, I can do them. Press-ups, pike push-ups, pull-ups, back on the menu. So the Killer 20 is back on the menu, yeah. But I've been inspired, and I'll tell you the bloke that inspired me to get back on this Killer 20, yeah. And this is why I want to give him a special mention, because it's Duncan Walsh. Remember that name, yeah? And I can't thank him enough. He basically commented, just a little comment, that I should bring the Killer 20 back. Can't remember when it was, but it just stuck. And I thought, if only you knew, Duncan, I can't do it. But it was there in the brain, yeah? So in the meantime, Duncan allowed me to do his workout, yeah? And he allowed me to film it on camera. So that inspired me to change my Killer 20, because there's a couple of exercises in there that are cracking. And I'll tell you why they're cracking. My Killer 20 were top heavy. So it were all chest, shoulders, back. Yeah, it really top heavy. So it got really, really difficult really, really quickly. But you didn't get out of it what you should have got out of it until Duncan showed me these two exercises. And the crackers. Yeah, and I'll tell you for why, because they're dynamic. They make you jump. Yeah. So that gives you the rest from the exercising. But it also brings that dynamic aspect into your workout. I were right tight in hips and legs, me. And everything I was doing weren't pushing it for hips and legs. And it's because I was so stiff. So doing these movements that Duncan told me to do, it kind of releases the hips because it makes you spring loaded. I don't know the word, but it makes you push off. And it's a different way of training. And it basically loosens all your muscles up and you're able to jump again. So the two I've put in there is normal burpees, yeah, without a press up, just burpees with a jump, yeah, put that in there. And I've also put squat jumps in, because it's that dynamic leaping, yeah, which it was missing, and it doesn't half make a difference. So thanks for that, Duncan, yeah. Now, I am not a guru on this type of training, yeah, I'm not. It's something that I'm useless at. But if you want to do this type of training without weights, without equipment, just your own body, yeah, get onto Duncan's website, yeah, and sign up. It's worth every penny. And if I'll put a link in description, because I can get you a discount. If you type in Rob25, I'll stick a link in description, yeah, because it is a cracker, yeah. The only thing is, I can't film it, can I? Because it's copyright. So this is why, another reason why I've gone back to my Killer 20, yeah, but with a few inspirations from Duncan Walsh in there, yeah. And I'm looking forward to doing them today. Right, so Killer 20 now, it's ever evolving, isn't it? It's changed all the time. 10 toe squats, 10 pull-ups, 10 press-ups, 10 burpees without the press-up, 10 lunges, 10 pike push-ups, 10 squat jumps, 10 6-count burpees with the push-up. Yeah, I think they'll be good. So the Killer 20 is a 20-minute routine normally, but when I use it as a warm-up for the workout, it's only 10 minutes, only 2 rounds. But I still like to complete those 2 rounds in 10 minutes. Now, because I've took the military burpees out and swapped them for burpees, I had a little bit of time left, so I managed to slip in 10 press-ups, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that. We'll see. Right, glasses off on this squeaky old train. 10 minutes, look at time. 10 minutes, off we go. Done, 10 minutes, yeah, have a little breather, just let the heart rate come down a little bit more, and on to the Killer 20, but the warm-up version, 10 minutes. Right, another change that I've made is I've took the red strap off, yeah, the red band. I might regret it, yeah, because it was a bit of help. I'm still a bit useless on the pull-ups because of the old supraspinatus injury, but you'll never know if you don't try, will you? I want to get off them bands. Right, off we go, yeah, Killer 20, About 10 minutes worth. Ten pull-ups without the red resistance band. Wow, didn't like them. 10 press ups. Ten burpees. 1, 2. 10. Oh wow. 10 lunges. Ten pie push-ups. Ten squat jumps. 10 6-count burpees. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's perfect. That's perfect. I'm not doing another round of that today. It's only meant to be a warm-up. One's enough until I get a bit fitter, yeah? It's the exercises with the jumps in that do it for me. Yeah, that's what you need. Now, if that's the sort of workouts you need, as I've said before, link in description for Duncan Walsh's website. It's called the thebilliondollarsyndrome.com. Yeah, I'm going to get my breath back and then I'm going to do the workout. Right people, I've not had much rest and there's £380 on here now. So it was 320, another £60 gone on, 380. And it's getting quite meaty now. I don't know if this machine will even cope with it, because I've bought a double set, so I don't know if this bar will cope with it. I don't know if these tugs will cope with it. Yeah, because I've doubled up. So I've got to keep an eye on everything while I train. Right, get it middle, there, about there. Yeah, oof, wow. Just stand here for a couple of minutes, make sure nothing snaps off. Still struggling to breathe. After that kilo 20, still haven't got all my lungs back yet. That was a nice set of 15, that. And it's getting there, that weight now, yeah. It's getting a bit scary. Lifting my feet off the floor. Round 2. Get these where I need to be. About there. Once you engage on this, you can't lift your feet up, no matter what. Otherwise, you'll have an accident, so you've got to remember that all the weight's under your feet. Just get it right on my shoulders. Wow, they're really starting to feel good then. There's a lot of glute activation in there, a lot of lower back, because the springs are pulling you down all the time, so you've got to have a pretty decent core. It's not like weights. Weights and gravity push down on you. Springs and resistance bands pull you down, and that feeling creates a different way of training. And you have to experience it to know what I'm talking about. Right, so the next exercise is normally the Romanian deadlift, yeah? But it's getting a little bit too dangerous for the straps. They're squashing my feet, squashing my back, causing a few problems. It's just not quite safe enough, so I'm going to go on to this. It's £25 a side on the springs, that's £50. And then I've added these, I hope it works, that's another £50, so it's £200 on here. Now I've never tried it with an added band before, so I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if I'm going to snap the machine, but we'll see. So these are more stiff leg deadlift now on this. Feet together. Yep. Pull up. Yeah, they don't kick in really. No, they don't kick in. Right, so take that off. This is why I don't like bands for deadlifts and stuff, because they just don't kick in. There's nothing short enough on the market. Somebody should really invent them for deadlifting, because all the bands are too long. That's the only problem I find with resistance band training. None of them are really specific for the exercise, and I think somebody out there should come up with it. Because if they had a short band for deadlifting and squatting and stuff, it'd be, well, squatting's not so bad, is it? But if they had a short band for deadlifting, you know, this kind of length to start with, it'd be awesome. Right. So let's go. So what I can't do in weight, I'm going to do in reps. Yeah, so I'm going to go for about 25 reps. because there's not a lot of weight on here. Legs, knees slightly bent. 25, 5 more, yeah. Five, nice. Now where you should feel that if you're doing them right, the rear legs, the hamstrings, the glutes, yeah, and the lower back. And it starts to kick after about 15, starts to feel nice. Right, set 2. Feet together. I did a video about this and I showed loads of different exercises that you could do on it, and then I realised after that really there only is one exercise for this machine, and it's this one. It's the only machine I've ever seen, ever put out there with a magazine, and it just has one exercise in it, which is this. It's amazing. Off we go. That is a lovely piece of kit, that, yeah. And like it says on the box, it's not just for women. It's a bit like Yorkie bars, not just for men. Right, we're on to this part of the exercise now. Yeah, we've got the 3 Bullworkers, the classic, X5, steel bow, yeah. And I think they're perfect because they give a different range on the movement. So it's brilliant, yeah. But I need this, me. I've set it on as close to a second as I can, and it just helps me count my 7 seconds, so I never cheat myself. Right. So, last time out on this shoulder press I did 140, so I've got to match or beat that, hopefully beat it, yeah. I beat it, I got to 155. I've got to admit that was difficult. Great spring in here, yeah. So this one I got to 160, no 165, let's have a look. 165 to beat. Ah! Wow! 175. $80 to beat. Ah! Oh! 90. I really am at the end of those, yeah. That was difficult, really difficult. That was like 3 sets of 10 on a really heavy weight. That's the beauty about the Bullworker. Right, off we go, lat pull downs. I've got 220 to beat. weak arm first. Two, three, five. Great spring. So I beat that quite comfortably. On to X5 Pro. I've got to beat 185. Yeah, 195. Yeah, I'm nearly at the top with that. Yeah, 195. Little steel bar now. I've got 100. Put my teeth back. I've got 110 to beat. Wow. Right to the top, yeah. So I'll be changing springs on that next. See if I can get right to the top on this side. Oh. Wow, I felt every second of that. Right, moving on to the 4 springs Spenby, yeah. Now I'm going to change this exercise. It normally is a front pull exercise, but it's just become too heavy to do the front pull properly, yeah. And I'm starting to cheat, and I don't like that, yeah. I want some kind of form. If I go down in springs so I can do it, it's too light. So I want to keep improving on weight. So basically what I'm going to do is put myself in a stronger position, which is at the top, and pull down to the chest. So hopefully I'll be able to do better that way, yeah, and keep to the heavier springs. So off we go. That was a wise decision, yeah. Really crucified the back, and I got 10 out of it. Yeah, just while I'm resting, yeah, my lungs, they're improving all the time, yeah. Thanks to sticking these aerobic type workouts in with the workout, yeah, I'm using lung capacity as well, which is something that a lot of people, including myself, tend to forget when you're training. Now, it's alright when you're younger because you're quite active. When you're older, it's life-saving and it's essential, yeah. We need to use as much of these lungs when we're over 50 as we can, because the lung capacity declines as we get older. So we need to keep these strong. And unfortunately, you don't just keep them strong pulling chest expanders, you keep them strong doing aerobic type workouts, yeah. And that's why, after Duncan Walsh convinced me to stick them in my routine, that's why I do it, yeah. And that's why I'm pushing Duncan Walsh's $1 billion syndrome, link in description, yeah. Because it's changed my workout radically, and it's improved my health radically already, yeah. Right then, we've got 4 springs, 60 pounds. I'm going to stand here, squeeze everything. Right, off we go. Chest crush time. Line this up. So last time out on the classic chest crush, I was on grey string 180. I've got to match your beat. Wowzers. Right, that shoulder, that's no excuse. It just did give out then. This is what happens when you've got an injury, people, yeah, and then you start to train, you know, past your capacity. The injured arm just goes out the window, yeah, and you've got to try and get round that without hurting yourself. So let's see, mind over matter. Well, I just literally beat it by 185. That was a big ask, that was a big ask. So this one on 185 last time, yeah. Got to try and get my elbows behind this now, give myself a bit of help. Aye. 190. Oh, really feeling this now, yeah. Really feeling it, yeah. 105 to beat. Just 110. So already I can tell that this next few weeks is going to be painful. Yeah, a lot of upsets, a lot of failures, but it's going to be painful. Right, last exercise in this part of the workout before I go into the last part of the workout. So I'll get this on. It's low chest crush from the bottom, and last time out on the classic I was on 130, yeah. Now it's just under 140, so I'm going to round it down to 135. So I beat it. That's just under 160, so I'm going to round it down to 155. If I don't quite make the mark above, I round it down, yeah. Because if you round it up, then you won't be able to hit it next time, yeah. 80 on this one now. Only just 85. Right, that is a wrap. But look at that. Look at that. Yeah, all said, Bullworker and training at home don't work. I disagree, people. I disagree. Now this is coming off an injury, people, yeah. I was injured for a long time. I soldiered on, carried on making videos, yeah, pretending to train. I wasn't really training to capacity, yeah. I was just plodding because this was kaput, yeah. My channel was nearly over and I carried on, yeah. And I'm really glad I carried on, really glad, because all I need to do now is shift this lad and Rob-Botics will be back and I'll get rid of these moobas because I hate them, yeah, and they're gonna go soon. Right, people, so the rest time I've had is literally 5 minutes, as long as it took to put all the equipment away, yeah, which is perfect, yeah, because this is like my cool down type thing, even though it's not necessarily a cool down, it's just finishing off for me. But these are the key ingredients to the full workout, because it makes sure you train legs, chest and back. And obviously when you do chins, you get biceps. When you do press-ups, you get triceps, yeah. So it makes sure that the full body ingredients are in this workout, yeah. So I'm on 19s today, yeah, all week. So off we go, 19 press-ups. They're starting to feel hard, them, after all that working out, yeah, and they're starting to feel really quite difficult now. But yeah, once upon a time, I know I've mentioned it before in this video, but once upon a time when I was injured, I couldn't do one press up, so things are improving, yeah. Right, chin ups, 9s. Green band only. Six. Struggling. This shoulder's gone. It's decided to pack in. Six. Nine. 29 toe squats now. Ooh, and you get a really deep burn here, right aside the calf. Really does hurt. I call these toe squats, but the real name is knee bends. They were all the craze in the 1800s and early 1900s. They were all the rage. But they really are an underrated exercise. 9 more. The difficulty in it is just keeping on your toes. So, heels in, feet out, on your toes, yeah? The way I stay on my toes is by squeezing the glutes so you can't go anywhere. And this is why I've got them calves, yeah, because that's all I do for calves, is the knee bends and the squeezing, yeah. Oh, I need to do something for hair now. I need an haircut, yeah, because I look older than what I actually am. I look like Dr. Snuggles. Anybody old enough to remember him? Friend of the animal world. That's what I look like at the minute. Right, yeah, it's coming on. Not bad for an old lad. Even baby arms coming now, yeah, coming back. I don't think I'll ever get that with this anymore. Too much damage and injuries, yeah. But listen, never let injuries stop your training. Keep batting on no matter what, because there's always light at the end of that tunnel, yeah. And when you stop, you drop, yeah. And I've always said that. I'll never stop me. When I stop, I'll drop. I'll probably drop and then stop, yeah. But I never will. But in the meantime, I'm going to go look at these bad boys. Quite proud of them today. Quite proud of how the workout's going. It's getting really, really good, yeah. Week 5, session 2, yeah. We've got a long way to go before we finish. And it's only going to get more difficult now. It's going to be excruciating by the end of it, yeah. We'll need a week off. So you lot, keep training.